This is the Pro podcast, and we're doing wildcard ideas for the upcoming weeks. So we have FPL Kanji right here.
What's up, man? How are you, bro?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm good, man. You're on wildcard this
Right.
week.
Oh, you're wildcard also. That's good
Um,
news.
I don't know if I'm gonna wildcard. I mean, I love my team, but I'm tempted to wildcard myself. I mean, I'm looking at some of the Game Week 6 wildcards. They're gorgeous, man.
Oh, for real, for real, for real. I'm thinking about wildcarding because I need I need a couple players. I definitely need Real and I need Saka for the two good fixtures that's coming up.
Yeah, that's probably
So
like 15 points each in the next 2 weeks, probably.
yeah.
At least
So
10 each.
yeah. So how was your game week 5?
Bro, it's been a tough season. Like I'm ranked 4.5 million right now, but my team on paper is amazing. I love every single one of my players in my team. Like, bro,
Oh,
I've started with double Arsenal defense plus Trent, which you could even consider a lot of people could wildcard into that back line, you know?
okay. And so this is Pro FPL podcast. So for the podcast listeners, could you give us your team, please?
You want me to read it out?
Yeah, read out your team, please.
Yeah, no problem. So it would be like a Trent, Gabriel, Saliba back line with Lewis Dunk and Leif Davis. So very strong, like healthy, like depth in defense. I've got Henderson in net. In midfield, I've got Salah, Saka, Bruno, Eze, and Semenyo. And
Okay,
then
and
up top, I'd have Isak, Shaw, Pedro, Calvert-Lewin.
okay. So what do you think you have done wrong this season so far?
Honestly, I think Holland has just like destroyed it. I mean, 10 goals in 5 games. And it's like the enablers that you would have to get to a Holland of the Semenios or the McNeils or Smith Rowe, like all these guys have killed it, right? And then you look at the medium priced players of like Isak and Bruno, they've been so underwhelming, right? So I don't even know if I did much wrong. It's just Holland has been a monster and so have the enablers.
So why didn't you start with Alan?
I didn't think it was gonna start this well, to be honest.
Uh, okay, but from previous data, you'll know that he's a good starter, and also
Yeah.
he was resting during the Euros while the other players were at the Euros, and he was building fitness with his fitness trainer during the time off. So
Yeah, for sure.
So you have found out that that was a big mistake.
100%. Yeah, he's killed it, man.
Okay. So did you triple captain in Game Week 2?
I didn't even own him. I haven't owned Holland once, bro.
No, but you
'Cause
could have triple captain Salah.
no chance, no way, bro. I'm
No?
like on paper, I'm always gonna be using triple captain, bench boost, in a double game week. I'm just that type of manager, you know.
Oh, you're that type of manager.
Yeah.
All right.
How about you?
So what are your ideas for the upcoming game weeks? You're thinking about wildcarding. So what are the players you're thinking about getting?
Let me see. The only player that's really changed my mind on him is Rico Lewis, bro. Like, what do
Okay.
you think about him? Because you're a Man City fan, right?
Okay. For the podcast listeners who don't currently know, I'm a City fan. I've been a City fan since '03. So it's been a long time. I've been a City fan for a long period of time. Okay. What's my opinion on the Rico situation? I see Pep has shown that he has a lot of faith in Rico, but he wants Walker in the big games, as we have seen. But with the no omission of Raji got injured and he will be out for the season.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So I think from that I think Rico will be more because Rico will play more because the Rico invert and then that creates a box midfield. So the box midfield help to overload the teams that are facing City.
Hmm.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I think like he's just one of the key assets really in FPL. Like I think it's like fact he plays for Man City and he's like 4.7. I don't expect Man City to keep cleans, but like he has like really good path to like minutes now, right?
yeah, very good part, and he has excellent attacking data also.
Bro, he is insane. Like you know how we think Trent is like one of the best assets in the game, but yo, Rico
Yeah,
just pops up in the middle of the box.
yeah, and because of City new pressing, their new pressing that they're doing this season, the right back actually presses as one of the forward players.
Yeah, like I think Rico is the one that I would regret. I think, and it's interesting because like for me, I've owned Saliba and Gabriel since game week one. I think I might
Oh,
own them for 38 weeks personally.
yeah.
Like I don't see that changing. I also don't like the Raya pick, which is counter to the community. I think I posted a poll between like who's do you think is going to score more points between Raya and Saliba from game week 6 to game week 38, and it was like a 75% in favor of Raya. But I just I don't
Okay.
believe in it really. Like I think Raya had 46 saves last year over the course of 32 games, and he has 23 saves in 5 games. I think it's kind of been like a perfect storm for him. They've had 2 red cards. They've had some of the more difficult fixtures in Brighton, Aston Villa, Spurs, and Man City, where you'd expect them to get shots on target. You'd expect goals in those games. It's kind of been a
But
perfect storm for Raya to like accumulate the bonus. So I'm kind of just a big fan of Saliba. I just at least that's the way I'm thinking. Like, how do you feel about the Raya versus Saliba as the second Arsenal defender? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
um currently I have um currently I have Raya in my team. I've identified the two fixtures as good fixtures, and the upcoming fixtures are also great. We know that Raya is attracting the bonus because he's making saves. There he's making more saves this season than last season, because this season the team is actually funneling the shots through the middle, where they wasn't doing that last season.
Yeah,
Last season they were trying to press and get the ball before it comes to a shot, right?
yeah.
But this season they're funneling the shots at goal, right? So
Mm.
we have seen that tactics being done from Brentford and Sheffield United when Henderson was there, when Henderson had that super season. So
Mm.
that's the same tactic Arteta has been using for the opening five fixtures.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's why I have chosen to go with Raya over Saliba.
yeah. That's another reason I think I want to wait. If I like, I don't want to walk card in 6. I want to wait another 2 weeks. I think if we see Raya make like 6 or 7 saves in the next 2 games against Leicester and Southampton at home, then I think Raya is a season keeper alongside the community. But I think if I see him make 4 saves in 2 games, then I'm still going to believe that Saliba is better than him long term. But like, let's see how it goes. Like, it's hard to make those judgments after only 5 games, right?
All right. So what rank did you say you were at currently?
So I'm at 4.5 million, bro.
Okay.
Terrible start
So
to the season.
that's that's a very terrible start, yes. But I remember the season that I got 12K. The season that I got 12K, I was 1.2 million mid season, and at the end of the season I got 12K. So anything you can anything is possible right now.
You're listening to the Profpl Podcast. Please like and subscribe.
We are currently experiencing some technical difficulties because the co-host KanjifpL has
Um
disconnected, but we will continue until he has returned. Game week 5 we got a massive green arrow and we are now at a top 900k rank, which was fueled by our differential picks such
Yeah,
as
sorry about that. I just disconnected. Yeah. I mean, I'm not really worried about rank. Like
Okay.
it's can you hear me by the way?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Okay, yeah. I don't really care too much about rank, bro. Like I care about rank. I don't get it wrong. I just think it's early and I think I've been unlucky. So I just want to stay patient and hope things will work out longer term.
Okay.
Like the only question I think I have for myself, have you ever seen Ben Krellen's wildcard?
Ben, no, I haven't seen his wild card as yet.
So, yeah,
Could
so let
you?
me tell you what he did. He
Okay,
he
all right.
basically he sold Holland, he sold Salah, he sold Trent. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
probably three of like the top scoring players in the game in those positions, right?
Okay.
He sold them all, and he went for midfield of Saka, Son, Palmer, Bruno, and Brian and Mbumo. So five penalty takers, talisman for their teams in midfield, which would play every game. So I thought it was a really interesting structure. What do you think of that?
Yeah, very interesting structure. For the podcast listeners, Ben Krellin is the fixture guru of our community. He has produced some very unique fixture tickers that has told us when to wildcard or when to get in players or double game week. So Ben Krellin is that type of person. He has great ideas over different his career of playing FPL. He has had great finishes. So he is a person that you could base your wild card off of.
Yeah, he's finished I think like top 10K or like 3 years in a row. And like
Is
I really don't care about like having Holland personally. Like I think he's gonna probably be the high scoring player the next 6 weeks. And like you could probably just captain him. But he's 15.0, right? So if you can just have a better squad and have your own captaincy route where you're never gonna match Holland, but if
okay.
you could just like get like 7 or 8 points every week, then you could survive, right?
Yeah. So I think he's having over 13 points per match.
That's
But who
crazy, eh?
but who do you think is the second best player for points per match?
Oh, probably
Probably?
Mo Salah.
No, Mo Salah is third.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it Saka?
No, it's not soccer either.
What? Yo, this is cool. Holy, I think I would know this. That's surprising. So it's the high scoring player. It's not Salah and it's not Holland. It's not
No,
Saka.
no, no. The highest scoring player is Alan, but who
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the
no, I know, I know.
second? Is second highest scoring player?
Damn, that's interesting. I don't know. You tell me.
All right. So the second highest points per game player is Luis Diaz.
Damn.
Would you have gotten the answer?
You know what? I considered. No, I wouldn't have gotten it. No. He's not even in my realm of possibilities. I haven't even considered him once, if I'm honest. I think when I wildcard in game week 18, I will bring like Salah, Trent, Diaz into my team. We'll obviously have to monitor the situations with injuries. Like if Salah's injured or if like Gakpo's injured or something, then I probably just find a way to get Holland in and go for like
Okay.
the cheaper Liverpool attackers. But yeah, Diaz will definitely be on my team in 18, I'm pretty sure. It's just like up until then, I don't see the appeal of owning him on a wild card, man. Because like
Uh,
I'm a fixtures player. I've always been like this. Like Liverpool have difficult fixtures. I mean, we have Chelsea, Arsenal. Then we play Brighton, Aston Villa, Southampton. We like that's a great fixture for a Diaz, and then it's like Man City, Newcastle after that. So it's like a mixed run, right? But if he's a
yeah.
high scoring player at 8.0 in midfield, then he's probably worth the punt, you could say, right? But there's also a chance that he doesn't start every game. So I'm like I don't know, man. Like Liverpool have always been like this. Like you don't want to own the attackers because of the rotation risk unless the fixtures are good, right? Because if the
That
fixtures are good, the upside's there, and Diaz has
so
started every game. So I don't know, man. It's a tough situation, bro. But what would you do on wildcard? Would you go Diaz or no?
well, I was I was unsure about wildcarding because my current team looks spectacular. All right, so my game week 5 team had Anderson in goal, Trent, Gabriel, Robinson, Bellis from Southampton, Palmer, Winks, Semenyo, Salah, Allen, Welbeck, Diego Jota, Froze on the bench, and
Oh, so you have
Jefferson.
no, you don't have Saka.
No, I don't. I don't own Saka currently. So this team has 2 free transfer. So it was puzzling if I should wildcard.
So you have no Arsenal?
I have Gabriel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So is that a team?
Hello?
Is that a team you would wildcard out of?
No.
No.
No. I mean, it seems too good to really. The thing is, bro, like the picture changes after 6 weeks. Somebody that you weren't considering in preseason will be a pick now, and that could change the entire structure of every player that you have. For example, like Rico Lewis as an example, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think he really changes the picture of like the entire team that I want. Like, I look like, for example, David Raya maybe for you, right? Like I'm
Yeah.
looking at it where it's like I want my double Arsenal defense for the whole season. I don't care. Like they played Man City, they played well in that game. They were unlucky to concede. There was like the last minute goal was pretty unlucky, and the one chance that Holland had, he buried it. So it was like apart from that, like you can really just trust Arsenal. They'll keep like 18 clean sheets over the season, right? So you could just play a double Arsenal defense in every fixture and just say forget it about who they're playing, right? Because even in the
But
bigger games, they just play defensive, right?
yeah, but if you watch that game and analyze the data, I'm a data person. I've always playing from the
Love that.
data. All right. So in the first half, what was your assessment on the first half?
I mean, Arsenal are really just they weren't playing toe to toe. I mean, let's put it this way: Arsenal coming up to the Etihad, you don't expect them to win the game. I expected Man City to win this game, especially without Odegaard. So I expected Arteta to be very negative. They didn't really create much, really. That was pretty much my assessment. I thought City
All
were pretty comfortable,
right.
but
So
they have weaknesses. You see, like defensively, City, I just can't trust them defensively, bro.
so in the first half, City produced 2 big chances. So City produced 2 big chances.
Hello? Sorry, guys, to interrupt,
No.
but regarding the Ricky Ruiz situation, did you see the lineup of Manchester City against Watford right now? Ricky Ruiz is playing and Walker also playing. So, what's your opinion, Kanji?
Oh, I see. Listen, I think okay, Quayne is probably the better person to listen to on that, but I think Rico Lewis is a game breaker. Like I love Trent so much, bro. Like I really love Trent, bro. Like I just think like I might drop Trent myself. And I'm thinking like my team is gonna be so different than to others, but I think given Man City's fixtures in like 7 to 11, I don't care if Rico Lewis is gonna get 20 minutes or he's completely benched. Because what we noticed last week against Arsenal, he was fully benched. But I think in the easier games, like we'll wait for Quayne's opinion, but I'm expecting Rico to get some of the starts from 7 to 10. And there's a chance you could get like a massive haul from him in those runs, and he's like 4.7. And like I think there's a path to more minutes given Rodri's injury, but I would expect them to not keep more cleans because of that. They'll probably play worse as a team, but I at 4.7, bro, how can we look past like the more attacking Man City wingback? Like when he plays with Vardiol, you want Rico in your team, right? So it's like whenever Rico plays, he's like the vein of the Vardiol's existence, right? It's kind of like if we had like a Robertson that was more attacking than a Trent. It's like you would pay the cheaper amount. So like why wouldn't you do it here as well? So I'm curious to know like what you think, Quinn.
Oh, I think Rico will be a good pick for the upcoming fixtures. He will play either full either side on the fullback. He can play left back and he can play right back. He also can play in the middle. We have seen him play in the middle various times and also for England. All right, this season he has drifted from the right back position into number 10 position or defensive midfield positions, and also he makes forward runs while trying to overload the top area of the pitch. So that's how he got his assist, and that's how he has posted even better shots than Alan in the penalty area box. So I
Like higher
think
XG. Yeah.
yeah. So I think he's a good pick. But he's one that you will still need to have other backup players that are certain to start in your squad.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm kind of looking at like if you wildcard, I still think Rico's a really good pick. I think Meerkat actually posted a picture on his like his I think it was like his timeline. He had like the best defenders in the game, and he went with like Gabriel, Trent, Rico, and like I'd have to pretty much agree with that. I mean, it just makes sense. The problem is Trent is really expensive, right? But he's operating at a level which is unreal. Like he's operating at 0.4 XGI per start for Trent. So if you were on a wildcard, even with more difficult fixtures, would you keep him?
Yeah, I'm keeping.
So Kanji,
Go ahead.
no, I was just asking that like his output wise, yeah, you're saying right that his output and every positioning in the game is very good, but his minutes are risked. There's no doubt about that, right?
We're talking about Rico Lewis, right?
Right, Kanji? Yeah. So I'm just thinking that if I'm not on a wild card, okay, but if someone is on a wild card, why don't he just go for Ederson rather than Raya?
Oh, bro. Ederson's
Man
like,
City,
no,
man,
bro. No, he can't.
yeah.
He can't. Ederson's not a good pick in FPL. He's never
All
been a
right.
good pick. Like,
No, tell me why.
Edison is not a good pick because he always concede from one shot at the goal. So we have known
No,
this
I
from.
understand.
Yeah.
I understand, but the fixtures that City have right next 5-6 fixtures that City has,
And Edison does
you
not
don't
pick.
think the clean sheet possibility is very high?
it's gonna be high, bro. I mean, they will keep cleans in this run. There's no doubt about it, bro.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what I'm saying.
I'm confident. Yeah, like if I was on wildcard, I would consider Ederson myself personally as well. Like, I definitely would. But I think that's a
So
really luxury owned, you
actually,
know?
uh, yeah.
All right.
The point is that see if I yeah, go ahead.
All right. So for the Man City upcoming fixtures is Newcastle, Fulham, Wolves, Southampton, Bournemouth, and Brighton. Spurs. So if you're listening and don't know their fixtures, those are their fixtures.
Yeah,
Yeah. What would you assume?
because
Wait,
see, I
wait.
right now
Oh,
Kanji, you're a Liverpool fan. What do you think about Trent? For me, he's untouchable for me. Trent.
untouchable, right? He's untouchable. Yeah, yo, I am so torn on this, bro.
Bro, did you see Jota chances? If Nunes is
Bro, I
there,
watch
I
every
think
game.
he
Bro,
was scoring.
listen, I wake up
Yeah,
to
yeah.
watch Trent play. Like I love Trent. He's my favorite player in the league. But bro, I'm a fixtures man. I've always been this way. Like he has like I would never want to sell Trent. And for 4 or 5 years in a row, he's been 7.5, right? So it's like with him being at 7, he's just underpriced. So it's like I think, oh, bro, like if
So
I was on wildcard, it's a tough decision. I'm not gonna lie, it's tough because it's
so
fixtures. I'm fixtures over form, you know.
so Akanji.
I think he have to get more chance, like 10 game weeks, 12 game weeks.
Yeah, he's gonna be like over 38 weeks. He'll be number one. I'm confident because I don't trust City. Like defensively, they won't be there for clean sheets relative to Liverpool, right?
so so Kanji, I have a question. I would love a Liverpool fan perspective here. See, I wildcarded in game book 4. Okay, I bought Kanute and uh, Alexander Arnold. Okay, so my plan
Wow,
was simple that this. Yeah, so my plan. See, last week I had a great week. I got 101 points. Okay,
wow.
so I had every asset. Okay, so apart from SA, everyone returned for me. Okay, so it was great. So my plan was pretty simple. I saved up my two transfers, right? And I was just going to go from Trent Canute to Gabriel and Saliba.
Yeah, I would do that.
You do that?
Yeah.
Or rather, I just wanted to do a different thing. I would just keep them for this week, okay, and just hope that the week that Liverpool keeps a clean sheet in Wolves. I just want to move Mohamed Salah to Saka and probably upgrade Mitoma to Bruno Fernandes.
Oh,
What,
wow.
what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, those are interesting moves. Bruno. Okay, when you talk about Bruno, he's gonna get a lot of hate from the community. because he's gotten 15
Yeah, I'm going
points.
to captain him if I bring him in.
Who, Bruno?
No.
Yeah, against Spurs.
Bro, don't buy rubbish, bro. Don't buy rubbish.
Yeah, you
See,
can't.
if you watch the Manchester United versus Crystal Palace game, right? Any other day he would have scored a brace, right?
So
Yo, yeah.
how many big chances do you
It's
think
pretty
Bruno's
obvious, right?
how many big chances do you think Bruno has missed this season?
A lot.
Okay. And what do you call a lot?
But he's not. I think that tides are going to turn now. So I think that Bruno will start giving points from this week. I just feel that way.
But
That so many missed chances. Yeah.
Man United fixtures don't get easy until game week. I think it's game week 8. So they currently face.
See,
They currently face.
See the Tottenham at home, and Aston Villa away.
And then
I think there are goals for Manchester United in both the games. I think there are goals for us.
Yeah, like those are good attacking fixtures if we're honest.
Yeah,
And like,
yeah,
I think,
those are good
that's what I'm
attacking
thinking.
fixtures.
yeah, like I think Bruno is like the most slept on asset in FPL. He's just not gotten the points, and nobody's looking at him. It's classic. This is what happens in FPL. Someone has good underlying data, they don't get the points, and then everyone flocks to like a Luis Diaz who has like 50 points. Right? This is what happens every year.
Yeah. And he's just 8.3 now.
Bro, the cheaper he falls, the more and more impossible it is for me to sell him. Like the risk to reward of selling him is just not there at all. But like people will laugh at you
You
when
have
you
him
talk
now?
about this. Yeah, I started the season with him. I started the season I started the season with Eze.
I started the season with Rashford.
Wow.
And Kanji, what is your assessment on Ten Hag comment on Rashford?
Oh. I think that we can't really predict who's going to be starting in the wing spots for Man U. Like, I think if we knew Garnacho was nailed, like, bro, Garnacho could have had a hat trick last week. Don't get it wrong. Like, he could have had a hat trick.
Yeah.
So I just look at Man United as a sleeping giant, bro. Like, honestly, like I look at their data, they're like top 5 for XG on the season. And Bruno is on penalties, plays 90 minutes. Like, he's the perfect FPL pick, honestly. But I think people will stretch to Holland and Saka, and they won't own a luxurious player like Bruno, right? They'll go down to like cheaper players like Rodgers or Semenyo, right? So I think the only way to get there is if you drop some of the other premium assets. But it feels like it's more important to be on the Arsenal defenders. It's more important to own like a Holland or a Saka instead, right? So only a few players will be able to get to those 4 plus a Bruno on top of that, right?
Okay, so let's talk about the fixture ticker right now.
Okay.
So Everton is on top of the fixture ticker.
Yeah.
So this fixture ticker is arranged from the easiest games to the hardest games for the next 5 game weeks. So we have Everton on top, Ipswich Town, Manchester City, Brentford, Nottingham Forest, Leicester City, West Ham, Spurs, and then Arsenal. So that's the easiest to the hardest for the next 5 game weeks. All right. Mm-hmm. So for the wildcard, we need to pick players those teams. So a popular pick is Roger. A popular decision is Rodgers versus McNeil. What is your opinion on that, Kanji?
Bro, it's obviously McNeil. It's so clear to me that it's McNeil, to be honest. But like you see, you have to do unpopular things at times. Like I look at the Everton fixtures, they're way too easy. Like Ipswich and Southampton with 3 home games surrounded, and like it's 2 away fixtures against newly promoted sides and 3 fixtures at home. And like, bro, DCL picks up all the chances. Like he had 5 shots, 2 on target last week, even though he blinked, right? Like I think DCL would be somebody I'd own.
All right, so from the Rodgers and McNeil, you said McNeil is the pick. So who do you think has produced the most big chances of the 2?
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but like McNeil has the most chances created in the Premier League.
All right, big chances.
We're not like big chances of shooting. Yeah,
No.
then no. McNeil's is not there at all.
All right. So the big, not like shooting, like creating big chances for like the other players to score. So McNeil has created 5 big chances this season. Rogers, the 4.5 popular pick, has produced four big chances this season. If 4 big chances from an expected assist of 2.2, while McNeil has an expected assist of 2.51. So we definitely know who is the winner of these 2 players, McNeil, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then
Yeah.
you were saying DCL, right?
Yeah.
Where's the date on DCL? All right, so it's DCL versus Jackson is the popular pick from the community,
Or
right?
like Wood or one of those guys. Yeah.
No, I've been watching all the content creator videos on YouTube. So the big decision is if you're not getting Watkins, because Watkins is expensive. The another striker below that is DCL versus Jackson. So DCL have decent fixtures and Jackson is doing Jackson stuff. So if you've been following our podcast on YouTube, we have some data on Jackson from the video that we did. It's called the Jackson 5. So that's the 5 best picks from Chelsea. All right. So Jackson versus DCL. Who you think have the better data?
I mean, it's probably Jackson. He's playing for the better team, you'd assume, right?
All right. So yeah, Jackson has the better data.
But it's not surprising. I mean, you're paying more for it, so you'd expect that, right?
Right. But but they have similar shots in the box. So DCL have 11 shots in the box. Jackson have 12 shot on target now. Who you think has the more shot on target?
I mean, Jackson always misses the target, but so does DCL, so that's a hard question.
So Jackson have 8 shots on target and DCL have 4.
Okay.
But we know that DCL have the better fixtures. Chelsea have Brighton, Nottingham Forest, improved defense of Nottingham Forest. I think they're conceding 0.6 expected goals per 90. That's what they're conceding. New Forest. And then they have Liverpool, Newcastle, and Man United. Right.
Interesting.
Very. And the strikers, the other strikers that we're considering for the wild card. So the other striker we're considering Watkins, Solanke, Jackson again, and Havertz. Who is your pick from those players, Kanji?
Between who? So it's like Jackson, Havertz.
Watkins, and Solanke.
Oh yeah, I'd be on right. Yeah. Oh, Solanke would be my pick of those. Yeah,
Solanke,
I think Solanke. Yeah, I would be on Solanke for sure. Because like when I'm watching Spurs, like I think the chances are actually going right to Dom, almost all of them whenever he's playing, and I trust him because I wanted him as my differential in game week 1 because when he was at Bournemouth, like 90 minutes penalties, even if he's not on the pens for Spurs, I like him as a player, and Spurs will create a lot of chances for the number 9. I've seen it last year. Like I remember watching Richarlison at times being a better asset than Son. So I'm like,
so who do
even Kanji, even border crosses, all of them go to the Solanke directly.
yeah, legit, bro. Like one of the reasons I'm tempted to wildcard myself is to like sell Trent and get onto like a really strong midfield like Saka, Son, Palmer, Bumo, and Bruno, and then like lock them in for like 38 weeks, and then go for like Solanke, Calvert-Lewin up top. Like it would be crazy, like so differential, but I really think Solanke could kill the next couple of weeks, and like I just don't have the transfer.
But I'm against anything that let you sell
Kanji,
Arnold. No.
Kanji, would you consider Havertz instead of Solanke? for the upcoming game weeks? Wildcard?
I think it depends on how you think. Like there's two for me. It's
If you don't have Saka.
for me. Like I have to be honest. Like it's a long answer to this question. I think Havertz has the upside in the next 6 to do it. Right, the fixtures are there to really support the attack over the defense. Like my best friend's an Arsenal fan, right? He told me from game week 1 to game week 11, I'm owning Havertz, Saka, and Gabriel. And he started that way, and it hasn't changed. And I agree with him. Like he's right. I think the next 3 weeks will be really interesting. I think if you have Havertz, I would hold and I would wait and see. But when you get to game week 12, you will want double defense. Like what I've known about Arsenal is that they have the best defense in all of Europe. And so like I'm confident that holding like a Saliba and Gabriel, as long as Rice and Raya stay fit, you'll likely have 2 of the top 5 scoring defenders in the game. So like I'm so confident in Arsenal defense, and when I watch them, I always feel like sometimes they don't score that many goals, but they'll always concede not that many chances as well. Like you watch them, you're like, bro, how is the other team going to score against this team? You know, so I would personally never have considered Havertz, but if you are there, then I think you would stay and see how it plays out. You know, just stay patient for the next couple of weeks. Because even I have Saliba on my team, and I'm looking to bench him in some of the weeks. Like against Liverpool, I'm not going to start Saliba, right? So it's like I want to, like if I had him, I would hold, but I'm not happy about it, especially because Odegaard's out, bro. Like that's a key factor, don't you think?
All right, so Havertz has 2 goals from 2 expected goals, and he has shot at goal 11 times. He has 6 shots on target, so just to provide the data for the conversation.
So would you consider bringing on one of Trossard or Martinelli in the middle?
Well, like, or do you have any Arsenal players in your team already?
Yeah, I'm already on wildcard.
Oh, if you're on
so I'm
wildcard,
putting all
bro,
my
don't go to
options.
Havertz. Don't go to
Yeah.
Havertz. Don't go there. Don't go there. It's not worth it. Like, I thought if you had already had a Havertz or like you were thinking about an Isak to Havertz move, then okay, it makes sense. But on wildcard, bro, just lock in your 3 favorite Arsenal picks. Like I would say Gabriel and Saka are locks pretty much 38 weeks, the way I look at it. You can go maybe an in and out of like, Saka to a Foden for 9, 10, 11, and then back to Saka if you want. But I still think over 38 weeks, Saka is like my favorite premium player to own. And then not just because I like Arsenal, it's like I just feel like he's just the best option. Because with him being 0.5 cheaper than Palmer, and like with Saka getting more XG than a Son, I would just back Saka over those 2. And then I think he's better than Foden just because he's on the penalties and he's nailed for starts. So anyway.
Yeah, but if I want to bring on Saka, I have to sell Salah, and I'm not into this idea. I'm not feeling okay with that idea.
Yeah. Are you on Holland, I guess? Are you also on Holland as well?
Yeah, I own Holland, Salah.
Yeah.
Both of them.
So I think this is like the moment where I think you have to basically stomach the loss. Like I think Liverpool are going to score 3 goals this week. Salah will get at least 1 return. No brainer. I think the same with Trent probably. But the question is like over 38 weeks, because you're wildcarding in game week 6. Your next wildcard is going to be in 26. So you have 20 weeks. You have to ask yourself, am I really going to keep Salah in my team? Because if you have Holland, you're captaining Holland, bro. Like Salah's value really comes from captaincy. Like that's the thing to really think about, man. You're just got to think about it, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd keep Salah personally, bro.
Yeah, I know, but when you see the fixtures, the Wolves defense, and you see Crystal Palace defense against Mo Salah, it's terrible idea to sell him.
Yeah, bro, I know.
Kanji, I have a question. What is your assessment on Salah versus Luis Diaz? Do you think Luis Diaz can match his points total for the next 5 game weeks?
No, I'm cool on Diaz, bro. But it's just the way that I look at FPL. Like I would prefer owning a Bruno over a Diaz. That's just how I play. But listen, he's the hottest he's ever been in his entire Liverpool career. So saying to avoid him is going to be like, it's almost like it feels wrong because he's so hot right now.
Bro, considering his overperformance, he can drop and his minutes
Yeah,
also.
exactly. I wouldn't be on Diaz. I'm not, bro. On a wild card, I think the team picks itself, bro. You go. Personally, I'm not a fan of the Raya pick, but it depends like how you'd want to do it. But if like Mushtaba, are you on Raya or Saliba?
Actually, it's both of them. I would bring on Raya or one of Saliba or
Okay,
Gabriel.
Gabriel's not negotiable for me then, bro. Just so you know. So
Yeah.
I would if you okay, so then it would be like Raya, Gabriel, Saka, Holland would be my four, and then Bumo would be the fifth. And then I think the rest you can kind of decide. If you go for Holland, I really like Semenyo as the enabler.
Yeah.
I've owned him for like last year, man. Like I owned him in a game like 20 last year for like 20 weeks. Like no one in the FPL community.
Yeah, I
You
remember.
remember,
I
right? Yeah,
remember.
like no one in the community owned him. Like
Both of
Yeah.
them. Yeah. Me and Mutaba also we own them from 27, I think,
Yeah, but if
until
you
the end
think
of.
on a short term, he's a good pick. But if you thinking about long term, I don't think Semenyo is a good pick.
wow.
It's only 2 matches, and then again it's Arsenal, and then you're gonna get him out. You need to get him
Yeah,
replaced.
that's fair. Queen, do you have any data on Semenyo?
Oh, I could look that up. I didn't have that one prepared, but I
No
could look
problem,
at
no
it. Just
problem.
give me a second.
No problem, yeah. I look at Semenyo where it's like he has the two banker fixtures. He's gonna return at least once. Like, bro, he scored against Liverpool, bro. It was just offside. Like, bro, he is easily the best 5.5. Like, I'm considering no Holland, but the only player that makes me want to bring Holland in is Semenyo. I know he's gonna get points, so I'm really scared because I know my season will be against Semenyo and Holland versus like a Isak and Bruno and an extra premium in midfield, right? That'll be like the combination that I'm betting against. But yeah, I think the wild card, if you're there, picks itself, bro. Honestly,
All
just
right. So Semenya has 2 goals for the season from an expected goal data of 2.64. So that's 3 expected goals. Is 24 shots, 6 on target, 14 shots in the box, 1 assist.
yeah, like 24
From
shots. That's 5 a game, basically. That's
yeah,
nuts. Like, how
and
could you bet against that? You know what I
and
mean?
he has an assist expected assist from 1.67. He has created 2 big chances.
Yeah, he's nuts, bro. He's nuts. Like when you watch him play, he is class, bro. He's their best player. So I
Yeah,
noticed this a year ago, bro. Not gonna lie.
he's a player I had last season. I had him when everybody went to Sri Lanka for the double game week. I had him. I had Semenya
Yeah, and
captain.
he delivered, bro, a brace in the double game week, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. He's bro. It's obvious, Mashaba, bro. If you go on wildcard, bro, you have to own it. You regret it, bro. I'm telling you, you'll regret it.
Yeah, but I have to get him replaced after 2 matches
You can,
because he's playing against
yeah,
Arsenal.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna play Semenyo in 8, 9, 10. No chance. I mean, I would want to incorporate him in a rotation, like
Yeah, with a defender. Could rotate him with a defender from a lower team.
yeah, a
From
defender.
like
Yeah.
like Everton.
That's why Kanji. That's why I'm against Semenyo. That's why, because his long-term fixtures is not.
No, they are
That's
really
why.
good. It's just 8, 9, 10. That's it. It's just if you can bench him 8, 9, 10, you're
Yeah.
fine. Even honestly, if you're willing to spend transfers on that spot, you could go to McNeil for 8, 9, 10, and then back to Semenyo. So like it depends how you set up your team. Honestly, like I'm just confident that if you go with Holland, you should own Semenyo as well. To be honest.
Yeah, and also no one is speaking about the great performance of James Madison. Why no one is speaking about him? Really great performance.
All
Yeah, like
right,
he's hot.
I have a data on that. So Madison has the best goal involvement data from the second best of the 5 game weeks. He's only topped by Alan.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I thought
But
that would have
but
been like Salah
but
or someone like that.
you wouldn't notice that though.
He's running the game though. Like he's been running the games for Spurs. I mean, he always starts the season well. Like he did the exact same thing last year. He was like one of the most. Bro, I remember my first transfer last year. I had like Bruno and Rashford in my team, and I sold Rashford to Madison, and my rank went up. Like I went from like 3 million to like 1 million after a couple of weeks, just because of how well Madison had started the season and people hadn't jumped on. So I think you don't. In FPL, I think Solanke is the pick though, because he's like the number 9. And like Madison will create and it'll go to Solanke half the time, you know?
Okay, so my wildcard team that I'm currently on as Rhea in goal. Trent Gabriel from the season started. Winks, Embuemo, Palmer, Saka, Semenyo, Allen, Jackson, Greaves, Vandenberg, and Stewart. What is your assessment on this team, Akanji?
Yeah. Wait, can you repeat that? Sorry.
All right, so I have Ray in goal, right?
Yeah.
And his backup is Matthews.
Yeah,
And then
whatever.
in defense, I have Gabriel, Trent, and Forest defender,
Okay.
Winks, Embuemo, Palmer, Saka, Semenyo.
Wait. So Winks is like your 8th attacker, right?
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay, so
And
keep going.
then you have Allen and Jackson.
So it's Holland, Jackson, and who? Who's your
Allen.
third striker?
All right, Stewart.
So you have Stewart and Winks?
Yeah.
What? That means you're starting one of them.
Yeah, I have Greaves on the bench.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if I like that.
You don't like that?
No, because your midfield has Winks and your striker has
Jackson. I'm not gonna play the bench players.
No, but who is it? So you're playing a 4 at the back formation then?
No, 3-5-2.
So wait, what's the midfield again?
So it's Winks, Embuemo, Palmer, Saka, and Semenyo.
So you're playing Winks then?
Yeah.
Come on, man. I can't play Winks every week.
I'm not gonna play him every week. Remember, I have 2 free transfer.
Yeah. I mean, if you're on wildcard, you wouldn't have that midfield, bro. You'd have to upgrade Winks, of course. Come on.
No, but the thing is, I want Palmer and Saka and Trent.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, think about it like that. You have to start Winks every week. I would drop Palmer or Trent on wildcard for sure. Have to. So you can upgrade that spot to a better player. Like, that should be in your team. I think that should be I don't know, like maybe a Semenyo or a McNeil spot or someone
but
better.
I already have Semenyo.
Yeah, I'd probably upgrade the third attacker then. I'd get Calvert-Lewin in there. And I would drop like Trent down. Honestly.
So you would drop Trent down to Robinson?
Yeah, any sort of I'd go to Rico Lewis.
Oh, Rico.
Yeah, and then add some money on the bench to protect Rico, right?
Okay.
Yeah, bro, I think Trent is the one to drop on wildcard, but that's why I'm not on wildcard 6 because he's my favorite player right now.